Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother, and talk about a long Labor Day weekend. Great googly moogly, so much wrestling all the way down to the last day of the Labor Day weekend. And we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, and I'm not going to lie, I'm spent. Work has been a killer from all last week, but I was looking forward because, starting Friday, we had SmackDown, we had Rampage. Then on Saturday, I had Collision and Payback. And then after that, I had All Out, and now I'm on Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to think, how many hours of wrestling is this for Labor Day? I didn't even get a day off. This Labor Day weekend's about getting the day off. I didn't get it. It's fine, though. This is what I do. And I love what I do. And we're talking about Monday Night Raw, September 4th, 2023. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, and they're on commentary. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We started off with main event Jey Uso, getting that crowd pumped, talking about why he answered the call of Cody Rhodes and why he's here and everything like that. He's starting fresh, and he's going to show us why he's main event Jey Uso. Sami Zayn comes out, tells him, hey, man. And then, wait, before I talk about that, what Jay said was important, too. He also stated that, you know what? I know that I have a lot of enemies in the back. With all the bloodline stuff and everything that's happened, down to a Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle, and everything like that, all the bad blood with the chaos they caused with the bloodline. But Jay's like, I'm here, and if you got something to say, Oos, come say it. Sami Zayn comes out and tells him the same thing too, but he says, hey man, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you are main event Jey Uso, the Jey Uso I know you were supposed to be. And, and he put out his hand, and Jay was at first, and he's like, I'm sorry, it's not very Usy of me. Shakes his, and they hug it out, and it's just a really good moment. It's a really good moment between the two. We have a Seth and a Shinsuke package from Payback with what happened after the show when Shinsuke attacked Seth and saying that he's not done. So I'm guessing at Fastlane we will have the rematch between the two, because we go backstage. While this is happening, Jay is leaving the ring, and he sees Drew McIntyre. They look at each other, Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn trying to play, hey man, hey, it's all cool. It's all cool. We're cool. Then now we go backstage with Adam Pearce. He's with Ricochet. Then Seth walks by. They're like, hey, man, the doctor said, no, you shouldn't be here tonight. He's like, nah, I'm Seth freaking Rollins. I'm here tonight. And Ricochet's like, yo, you don't have to carry this whole place on your back, man. We can help you and stuff. And Seth's like, thanks, but I'm the champ here. I'm the champ. And now we go to our Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle versus the Viking Raiders in a tornado tag match. No DQs, no nothing. One hell of a fight between both teams. But, of course, Kofi comes out. Kofi accidentally hits Matt Riddle for the Viking Raiders to get the win. And now Drew McIntyre is upset because of what happened. Remember what happened last week? When he threw that chair and he hit our boy Xavier? Said it was a mistake. Kofi tried to say this is a mistake as well, but there's some heat building up between Drew and Kofi and the New Day and stuff like that. And Matt's trying to be the good guy in the middle. One of my favorite parts in this match is when he's like, get the table, and Drew's like, you get the table. And he's like, oh, okay. Seth Rollins comes out after this, cuts a promo talking to, he's still the champ. And he calls out Shinsuke and he says, come on, I had to get pushed out on a wheelchair after Payback by my wife. Didn't sit well with me, but I'm here tonight to fight. Shinsuke comes out and he's like, come on, you saying you want to fight? And he speaks in his native tongue. And he just tells him, no. Because he's playing a game. He wants to break down Seth Rollins before they face off again. But they got in a fight. the security's coming and everything like that, and it's trying to break him up, but no, it's going to be another war with Shinsuke and Seth Rollins. Then backstage, we got Adam. He's talking to Seth, like, hey man, like, you need to calm down. This is what I told you I didn't want, this chaos and blah blah. Seth's like, you know what? I will figure it out myself. I will get down to this myself and figure it out. And he walks away. Damien and Mommy are watching on this whole time too, but Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna face Ricochet, and it ends in a DQ. It's pretty standard that Shinsuke is on the dark side right now, and he hits Ricochet with a chair, and knocks him out, and Seth comes out, and they get in a big old fight again. But while Damien and Mommy are watching on, Seth is down. He got chased off by Ricochet, and there's a little bit of a tease. Damien looks at her, she looks at him, and he's like, no, not tonight with that Money in the Bank. Senior Money in the Bank, not tonight. It was like, So we start backstage interview, interrupted by Shayna. So basically they're saying to each other, like, hey, I got rid of Ronda, I got rid of Trish, and now let's see who's the baddest woman in the locker room. So that sets up their match later on tonight. The Judgment Day coming out to celebrate, to cut a promo, and they are they look so good with all the gold and the Money in the Bank. Everything, they look fantastic. They look like the stable that I really wanted them to grow into, and now it's just awesome. And Mommy goes, hey, everyone's talking about Jey Uso. No, the bloodline has fallen, and now it's the Judgment Day, and we've been taking over. And my wife got so excited because she's a big Judgment Day fan. I am as well. And I ordered her a shirt, so don't tell her yet. I'll tell you how she likes it when she gets it. But it was because of the Labor Day sale. I was like, hey, I can't miss this great deal. But JD McDonough comes out, and I love Damien's his attitude. He's like, oh, God, this freaking guy. I'm trying, Finn. You need to watch your boy. Finn. But JD's like, hey, man, just give me a shot here. Like, and he gives Damien, and Damien's frown goes upside down and gets into a big smile because now his Money in the Bank briefcase is purple, and it says Senior Money in the Bank. And I was like, ooh, and then he's like, let me see, look at that. And I was like, oh, JD, you kiss ass. But Sammy comes out during all this, and he's like, hey, you guys are turds. You guys stole the championships and everything like that. And he tells Dom, like, why me and you go on one-on-one tonight? And JD's like, nah, it's gonna be me and you. And he goes, okay, I'll take you on. I will face you, JD McDonough. And my favorite part though is I feel like he messed up because tonight I'm gonna open your ass or something like that. I was like, whoa! Or I think he said that, or I miscaught that. I was like, all right, Sammy, ha ha ha. Gunther promo, because we're celebrating tonight the Intercontinental Championship. I had to be a smartass on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I got a picture of CM Punk holding that Intercontinental Championship because they're showing all these pictures tonight. All these great pictures of past Intercontinental Champions. And I was like, even though I understand why we're not, but, let's celebrate the championship itself with all the champions that has held that title. And I believe CM Punk should be recognized. That's just me. I had to be a smartass on X or Twitter, whatever calling it. And I put that out there, and I got a few likes and whatnot. And you can rock with me on X. It's at KMB the Sexy Ninja. I'm always there. I try to tweet live during shows, but then I get caught up doing the shows because I'm doing my writing and stuff like that. But if I see something cool, I'll put it out there. So you can come follow me on X at KMB the Sexy Ninja or any social media you would like. Okay? Okay. Raquel's backstage with Adam. Chelsea comes afterwards, and I guess Piper Niven is hurt at this point. So, and Chelsea even mentions, like, yes, I've heard people saying these championships are cursed and whatnot. I was like, she does read the internet. And, well, she's on it all the time. She's always posting on Instagram and stuff like that. But she's like, then she starts like mouthing off about Raquel being a loser. Then it sets up Raquel and Chelsea because Raquel was standing there the whole time. And Raquel just looks at him and is like, hey, Adam, make this official. And he's like, gladly. Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Stark next. Hell of a match, man. And I got to say, Shayna Baszler choked out Zoe Stark, but Zoe Stark did not stay down. She got up at least twice and to show her strength. And then afterwards, Shayna goes over, shows her some love, and says, hey, you put up a better fight than Ronda Rousey. Me and my wife looked at each other like, damn, get the burn unit out here, man. But she shows some love to Zoe, and Zoe got a little bit of a rub from Shayna. That's pretty fucking awesome. Judgment Day are backstage. They're in their little corner. I like their little thing. They have their merch behind them, the gold behind them. And Finn's like trying to tell them, yo, maybe it's time to bring JD McDonough into the Judgment Day. And they're like, he's like, let's have him prove himself tonight when he faces Sammy. And then Mommy tells Dirty Dom, like, hey, make sure everything goes according to plan. And he's like, yes, Mommy, and goes off. Raquel Rodriguez versus Chelsea Greensnacks. Poor Chelsea. It was a fun match, but quick and fast. And Raquel picked up the mic afterwards and cut a promo and says there's a rematch next week for the championship against Rhea. And the stipulation is Dirty Dom is banned from ringside. Oh, yeah, he's banned. So we got a rematch going to happen next week. I feel like it should happen at Fastlane, but whatever. We could build some great stuff between these two. Alpha Academy backstage, he's cutting a promo, and Gunther cut a promo earlier because they're celebrating the Intercontinental Championship tonight, but these two are going to go to war in the main event, and it's going to be a good time. Drew and Matt's backstage. Kofi comes up and says, hey, man, I'm sorry. And Drew's like, I'm tired of these accidents, in quotations. And he's like, I'm just going to watch myself and keep an eye out for accidents. So, and he's pissed because they lost to the Viking Raiders. He's upset. Next up, we have Miz TV with a special guest, John, you can't see me, Cena. Yeah, I said that, right? Played the music and everything. Miz cut a great promo, and then says he wants LA Knight one more time. He's challenging LA Knight. He says, I'm gonna beat you. Me and you are gonna face each other again with no special guest referee, just you and me toe to toe, straight up. Because it ain't over, and because the Miz is pissed, saying like this was stolen from me from John. This was stolen. Like you can't even count that win at Payday. Payback, man. I don't know why Payday came on my mind, but that just sounds good right now. Like I'm so tired that I'm thinking of a chocolate bar associated with the pay-per-view, but I need to get that out of my mind. So, he wants to face LA Knight again. The John Cena music hits, and he comes out. Even Michael goes like, I am confused. And then he's like, I can't see him. And then Wade Barrett's like, well, duh, that's the point. And then he comes in, and he does an interview with You Can't See Me, John Cena. And he's like, I will tell you what he says. And he even gives him a skull-crushing finale. I was like, this is awesome. I really enjoyed this segment, but he told the camera, like, LA Knight, me and you, one more time. We got backstage, Jay's, walking, and Adam's like, hey, man, there's a lot of people, not gonna, you have enemies here. And he's like, yeah. He goes, also, too, I found out that we're going to trade somebody to SmackDown because Jay came over to Raw. Now they're going to Raw has to give somebody to SmackDown, which makes me kind of laugh because I'm like, we really have, we've been following it to a certain degree, but not all the way the draft itself, it's like, it was just silly to me that was brought up, but I was like, who's going to go over? But Ciampa comes up after Jay leaves, and he says, Adam, me and you, we're still good to talk. He's like, yeah, come on, come to my office. Now, next up, Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. Fun match. JD McDonough won. You want to know why? Dirty Dom, baby. MVP Dirty Dom comes out and helps JD McDonough for the win. And Sammy gets pissed, and afterwards he gets Dirty Dom, starts beating him up in the ring. JD saves him, then he gets kicked in the face and whatnot while Dom's walking out. And I was like, oh. But it was all good and gravy. It was all good and gravy. Next up, we were talking about Becky Lynch and Tiffany. Tiffany's putting that title on the line against Kiana James tomorrow night on NXT. But event. I think Becky's going to show up on NXT tomorrow night. I think this is a clear indication that Tiffany is going to win her match, and Becky Lynch is going to go face-to-face with Tiffany on NXT tomorrow, and that's going to be huge because they've been trying to tell the story for a bit. Judgment Day's backstage. JD McDonough's backstage with them, and they're like, yeah, good job, good job. And I don't know where Dom's like, hey, I got some business to handle, okay? Got some business to handle. Walks over to Jay, says, hey, I know I have a family that turned their back on me. You got a family that turned their back on me. My dad, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to sell it. Yeah, you should join us. You should join the Judgment Day because there's no, we accept everyone, blah, blah. I was like, clearly not because you haven't accepted JD McDonough yet, but okay. He's trying to tell Jay, like, man, if you ever want to talk or anything like that, he goes, the Judgment Day is here for you, trying to recruit him and whatnot. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a Dom and a Jey Uso match here in the future. That'd be fun. That'd be cool. Now, the Intercontinental Championship match I've been waiting for. Ever since they announced it last week that Chad Gable will face Gunther, the Ring General. I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. Alpha Academy walks him out to the front part of this as they walk out. Again, they go to the back. Gunther comes out, Imperium. And nope, we're going to have these two one-on-one. Chad's family's in the crowd, his kids. And talk about, a main event this big in a caliber of a main event this is, there should be no commercial breaks because there was two of them. I think the 45-minute mark and the 50-minute mark, and I was like, oh my gosh, man! I was like, I don't know what you need to do with your television rights or whatever you got to do, commercial, whatever deals you guys got going. The WWE needs to be like, hey, with a match this big, I know you got the picture-in-picture, but I don't want to see the picture-in-picture. I want to see this match full-blown in my face. I want to see this awesomeness because it was awesome. Everything I saw of this main event, and Gunther beating Chad Gable and poor Chad Gable's kids start crying. That is some good heat, brother, for Gunther. He is now going to surpass the honky-tonk man. That's crazy. Gunther, the Ring General, is making history tonight, but man, Chad gave it his all. Chad, there was a few moments where I thought Chad had it because my wife asked me, she's like, who are you going for? I'm like, I'm really going for Gunther, but I also secretly deep down want Chad Gable to get it because this would be his first championship here in WWE, but that's not what happened. They gave us a good match, and when the camera got it just right on the kid, when the kid started crying, I was like, oh, TV magic and professional wrestling, folks. This is what it's all about. Gunther's still champ. Gunther makes history. Monday Night Raw, September 4th, 2023 is in the bag. And that's it. I'm spent. After this, I'm going to bed. Of course, after I edit it and everything like that. But I'm going to bed. Because KMB is sleepy. Sleepy from all the wrestling this weekend. The wrestling weekend. No days off. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. I give this a solid 5 out of 5. Really fun Raw, really great ending. Tell me what you think. Drop those comments below. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And that's it. That's all. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I'm just saying, I can't see him.
Have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena.